So before proceeding, let's quick fix these thing. Okay, name is slightly different, and also if we click our notebooks, okay, when we go to our home page, that is not pointing in right direction. Okay, so let's fix those links. So go to your project and go to this view. Okay, this view is inside, so resources views, that is front page. Okay, so inside front page, this is the static link. Okay, just make this dynamic. So that should point to this notebook index. Okay, so that we can see notebooks. So you know that notebook index is here, this URL. Okay, you can just directly put that URL here. Okay, so let me teach you another cool method. Okay, naming the route. Okay, so at this moment this is short. Okay, so we can just do like this also, slash notebooks. Okay, notebooks, that should point us to this notebook dot index. So you can test that. First reload. Okay, yeah, now that is pointing us to right direction. Okay, doing this is just fine because this URL will point to index. Okay, and index will show us all nodes. Also you can do the you can name the route. So if there is long URL, typing this is tedious. Okay, so you can just give the name to this URL like this. So point this arrow and name, and give it name as notebooks dot index. So this is the name. You can give whatever name. Okay, just you can give notebooks also, that will do fine, but this makes little bit clear. Okay, notebooks index. Okay, dot index. So now if we use that name here instead of writing just that, like so, double curly braces and name of route. So route and notebooks dot index. Okay, so this is how we specify name of route. Okay, it is name, and we use it like this. So if you again go to your base URL front page and again click here, that should point you to notebook, same as before. Okay, so this is about naming the route. So there is another method to name the route. You can put name here, or you can remove it from here and just put it here. Make array. Okay, array, and inside that array we will have two key value pair. One is as the name of notebooks dot index. Let me complete and I will explain. So uses, this is the array. Okay, inside that array there are two elements. One has key as and name of the route. Also uses, what is the use of this? This uses this controller with this method. Okay, so this is how we give name. Okay, also you can give like here, or that should do the fine. Let's test that out. So go to your front page and go to your notebooks. Yeah, that's working. So this is about naming the route. Okay, so next let's make this font slightly smaller. Okay, so here is breaking. So you can make you can change the font going to your go to public folder here where we stored our CSS. Not here, we have our CSS inside this distribution CSS and main.css. so here you can change the card title. So that was the card title class. You can test that by going to your index, notebook index here. So card title, this notebook name is card title. So make the font slightly smaller. Okay, let's go back to our main.css, and here is I've defined this class. You can also do that. Okay, that class font size, let's make it 17 pixel. Okay, like so. And now if you reload this, this will look yeah, slightly nicer. Okay, so sorry. Next, up to this point, we were just creating notes, notebooks, and deleting them, storing them. Okay, there is no user authentication. We don't know whose notebooks are these. Okay, so now let's add new feature with user authentication system. Okay, so to do that, you have to go to your terminal, or first go to your project folder. Okay, wamp www folder. Here is your folder, so I will open git bash. Okay, so here, to make the user authentication system, you have to type one command. So the command is php artisan make :auth. So this command will create all the necessary things required to make user authentication system. So let's hit return, and it will create all the views, controller, and routes for us. So authentication scaffolding generated successfully. So if we head to Sublime and take a look at our resources, okay, let's close them out. So yeah, resources, and inside views you see new auth folder. Okay, so here is your login view, register view. Okay, this made by Laravel. Okay, just that command created this. Also password reset email. Okay, also it created new layout. So this base is our layout, so we created that. And also this app, also it created home file. Okay, home.blade. So now if you go to web.php, here you see auth routes. So there are register and all the routes. Okay, you can see the what routes are available here in your terminal. So in order to see what routes are available, you have to type command php artisan route list. So it will show us all the routes available in our project. So login. Okay, this is route created by us. So here is name of routes. So we give a name to this notebooks, that's why its name is showing here. Also it created password reset, register. Okay, login, logout. So let's go back to our browser and see what that created for us. So if we go to /register, so it created register form for us. So if you go to login, it will create it has created login form. Okay, so now that our user authentication system is done, we will define a relationship between user and notebooks next. Okay, so in order to define relationship, go to user model. So that is located inside app and right here. So this is user model. Okay, so in order to define relationship, we will define inside this class below this protected hidden. So we'll define relationship like this. So first we have to make the function or method. Okay, public function, and you can name it whatever you want. Okay, so I will call it notebook, so it is good to understand. Okay, so inside user model we define a method called notebooks. So in Laravel we define relationship like this. Okay, so this user this means this user class. Okay, this user has many, this user has many notebooks. So notebook class, notebook class. Okay, so you can define class like this, or you can just type in like notebook app notebook. So both will do fine. Okay, so we are telling this use this class app notebook. Okay, this will also do fine, and I prefer using this because uh, this this is helpful to take you to class. Okay, class definition. If you right click and go to definition, okay, that will just take you to this notebook class. That's why I prefer using this. Okay, so now we are all done. So our relationship is defined in user model. We define relationship called notebook. So this user has many notebooks, so we are saying that. So what this does this inserts a user id column into uh, notebooks table by default. So for that we have to define user id in notebooks table. So this is our model. We have to go to our migration where we created our notebooks table. So migration is inside database migrations. Let me So notebooks, here we have this table by default, but now we have to add another entry. So I'm duplicating this, and let's change this to it to integer, and we have to give it name like this. Okay, so follow this convention. Okay, name of model user with id followed by id and underscores in between them. Okay, so now our this table is defined. Okay, this entry, but this will not create anything inside here just yet. Okay, if you see notebooks, there is no user id column. So in order to push that to here, you have to refresh the database like this. So php artisan migrate refresh. So what this will do is this will just roll back all re-migrate them. Okay, so your all data will get lost. Okay, by doing this. So we don't mind this at this moment. Okay, because we are creating another relation between user and that. Okay, so we will do from scratch. So now if you go to your database and refresh, so here notebooks, so now you see user id is there. So this is all we need to define relationship. Okay, now we will rewrite or just modify the code in our notebooks controller. Okay, you know how to find this. Okay, so http controllers, here it is, notebooks controller. So previously we did just like this. Okay, we are fetching all the notebooks, but here we don't want to fetch the all notebook. Suppose there are many users. Okay, so we want to fetch the notebook of authenticated user. Okay, not notebook of other users. So how we go about doing that? First, in index method we have to get the logged in user. So the way we get that is using auth user. Okay, so this is how we access the current login user. Okay, so excuse me. So since we are using this auth facade, okay, we have to specify here, we have to use that. So you can take help from documentation. Okay, at this url, if you are using auth, okay, you have to use this. So just copy that. Okay, eliminate support facade auth. So here you can put it anywhere you want, so like this. Okay, So this is the authenticated user, and the way we access the notebooks of this user is by doing so. So user and notebooks, okay, like so. So this will return the all notebooks related to this user. So we have to use the same name what we defined in our user model. So user, here we define this notebooks, okay, that's why we are using that here. So we are accessing that method as a property, okay. Yeah, so we can assign these all notebooks to some variable called notebooks, okay, or whatever in the name you want to give, okay. So now we are getting these notebooks, all the notebooks related to logged in user, okay. Next, let's go to create will be same as before, and request, here we have to do slight modification. We are not creating in notebook, actually we are creating in notebooks table, but we have to pass the user ID also, okay. That's why we just remove this line. Let me comment this out. So data request will be same because we are getting the input data from our form. So after we get user, we'll do user and we'll access that property, okay, notebooks, and we'll do curly braces, sorry, small bracket here, and create, we'll call create method on this. So create with all data input, okay. So what we did here is we call this notebook. So if you are chaining something, open this, okay, you have to use this function like this, okay, function. So here we didn't use that, but here we use that because we are chaining that, okay. So now what this will do is this will create the new notebook with ID of authenticated user, okay. Okay, so now we are creating form, okay, this will be same as before. So here also slight modification, let me comment this out. We'll first access the authenticated user also here. So authenticated user, and we'll do the same thing, user notebooks, okay. So here we'll find out first, find, so this method will find the notebook with ID this in related to logged in user, okay. So now we have that notebook, okay. So let's assign that to variable notebook, okay, since that will be this will be one entry, okay, notebook. You can also use where id equals to id, okay, and get first. So this is the shorthand, okay, shorthand for this, where id is equals to id, get me the first entry. So that is, you can do like this or you can do like this, both will do same thing, okay. Now we are passing that node to our notebook edit. Next we will update the node, okay. So here we are at update method. So this is what we have previously done. Let me comment that out. First we'll access the user same as before, okay, using this. So we are getting user, assigning to user variable, and using that variable we access the notebooks method defined in user model, and we find the specific notebooks related to that user using find method, okay. So this will get us ID. Next, now we got notebook, so we can assign this to notebook variable. Now after we get the notebook, we can update the notebook like previously we have done, okay, same as before. Yeah, so hope you are getting, okay. If you do not understand, comment down below, I'll help you. So notebook update, so this will be the same, and we redirect to notebooks. Next, to delete the notebook, we have to do same thing as these two methods will be same. Getting the user, finding the notebook will be same, okay. Let's copy that out and let's comment that out. So this was previous. So get the user, get the notebook, and after getting the notebook just delete that and retract it. So now let's see this in action. Let's head to browser and type in notebook app. Okay, so notice here we are going to this notebook app without typing anything, so without registering. Okay, so first we need to register and then we should go to here. Okay, so in order to do that, let's go to web.php and let's group these all routes. Okay, so that only authenticated user can access them. So these routes should only be accessed by authenticated user. So in order to do that, we have to do route, in this case not get, group. Okay, so route group, we have to create group, and here we have to set the middleware. So middleware is something that restricts you from going to somewhere. So we'll talk about this in detail later. Okay, so for now just put middleware auth and function like this. Okay, just put this inside array. Okay, just this. Okay, group middleware auth and function. So inside this function we will put all the route that should only be visited by authenticated user. I copy that and paste it here, slightly indent that. So now if we try to go to this route, it should redirect us to we should also, we have to put this front page also inside. Okay, that's why that is not working. So also try to follow these orders. Okay, so I just put this front, okay, this URL, then others, like so. Now if we try to visit this URL, it should redirect us to our login page. Okay, here. So now you cannot access any of these route. Okay, so this middleware is doing it. What this middleware is doing is, this is protecting us. Okay, so this auth middleware is already defined in Laravel. Okay, so we have to just use that in order to restrict these from going anywhere. So we can delete this home. Okay, just comment that out. So now first let's register new user. So it is redirecting us to home. We just comment that home out. Okay, so let's make this so that this will redirect us to our this notebook app. Okay, so in order to do that, you have to go inside http controllers auth and register controller. So inside register controller, after registering, it is redirecting us to home, so it should redirect us to just this URL. Okay, this URL is our this get front page. Okay, so just modify that, don't worry about rest of these. So also in login controller, change that to not home here. Okay, so that should fix that. So now let's go to our app. So now we want to appear our username or whatever name we register with, okay, to appear here. So we want that to appear in every page. So we don't have to go to every page and edit that. Instead we go to our layout, okay, base layout, and we will replace that here. Okay, So here we are at base.blade.php. Okay, so here inside nav we will put the list item or some identifier so that we can see our username. Okay, so we'll use if condition. So if there is authenticated user, so if there is authenticated user, just show this. Yeah, so what auth user and name of that user. Okay, like so. So now let's at the rate and if. So this is how we do. Okay, if there is, so if there is authenticated user, so that at the rate else, so this link with login. Okay, login. Also let's put br tag and a slash login and register both. Okay, so save that. Also fix that notebook app one here, so just make that notebook app. So now if you go to browser and check this out, refresh that, yeah, you should see the web dev here. Okay, so you can make that here by pulling that to right. Okay, small css. Also, so if you want to look that nicer, okay, we can take help from our app.blade.php. This is generated by Laravel for us. Okay, so that will make our task easier. So inside here, okay, so this is also HTML. So find somewhere which says right side of nav bar. Okay, so we need that. So right side of nav bar, so copy this ul hole. Okay, so I just collapse that here, and I copy that hole. Just copy, why not just copy this right side of nav, copy, and go to your base.blade.php and replace the code which we have written here with that code. Okay, so save that and let's check how it looks. Yeah, we are using bootstrap 4, so this bootstrap 3 template didn't work here, so we have to slightly modify it. So what we will do to make it work is we will just remove this nav bar right. Instead we'll add drop down. Okay, drop down class. So here it is. Now we can log out also. Okay, so if we log out, that should take us to login screen. Here we can register. We can log in using our credentials, and we should go to that screen here. Okay, so like so. So now, so here it says undefined class constant user. So let's go to notebooks controller, control P, notebooks controller, and where is, so here it is auth user. We have to use like so. Okay, here also user. Okay, let's slide. So that is notebooks index. So here where is create new, yeah, new notebook, so it is pointing nowhere. Let's just change that, and that should point us to notebooks slash create. Also, you know how to give name to route and use it here. You can do that also. Okay, as a practice you should do that. Now let's head to our browser and refresh that. Hope everything is working. Yes. Now if we create new notebook, that should point us to notebook creation form. Okay, So like this you can create new notebook. Let's check that. New dev, here it is. Yeah, it's working. So edit notebook, yeah, that is working. So if you take a look at database, here notebooks, yeah, new dev, here is with user ID automatically submitted. Okay, so now our notebooks is completely integrated with that user ID. Okay, authentication system we have, and we can create the notebooks related to certain user. Okay, you can create your own user account and create the notebooks related to that user account. So the code is available in GitHub. You can take a reference from there also. Okay, so next we'll be adding the nodes, okay, with user authentication system.